All right. Live. Live from central Wisconsin. And once again, I haven't told anybody about these. So, again, I don't expect too much as far as participation goes, but I'm just kind of warming up. Um, so, anyway, today, if you come in and I know you, or if you want me to know you, just say hey or whatever. Um, just hanging out in central Wisconsin. And today I was just watching some Tour de France action, and I guess we're 58 days from Ironman Wisconsin. So about this time, I always try to get into the tour, and it kind of inspires me to do cycling. And I guess cycling would be probably my strength in general, but it's one of those things where it's hard sometimes to work on your strengths. And but for Wisconsin, cycling is so key that I always have this in my mind that I'm really going to go hard on the cycling. And so far, so good this week. I've uh, I've already rode. I think, well, in the last 5 days, I think I've rode 4 times, and today was a 2-hour trainer ride, um, which was basically 3 intervals of 30 minutes active. Which to me that means kind of low zone two, but with a little bit of a feel to it. Kinda, I also concentrate on a little high cadence, but, when I'm doing my trainer rides, and that's basically what I'm gonna ride into Wisconsin on is trainer rides and a couple maybe trips down to the course, but for the most part, this area does I don't well, there's probably a lot of good riding here, but I just don't know where it is, and it's summer tourism season, and, I'm a little bit reticent to, just embark out on the roads around here, but anyway, I've had probably my best Ironman was off the trainer down at Chattanooga. I really just rode, hard for 2 months going into that race, and actually rode really well and ran pretty well. It's my fastest Ironman, and it was a lot of trainer riding. So, I'm cool with that. It's just a matter of getting used to it. I feel like the trainer is one of those it's almost like swimming, you kinda gotta just do it a lot, and then after a while, it becomes kind of exciting to get on the trainer, which is kinda weird thought, but I do think trainer riding is really good, especially, since I grew up a lot with the mountain bike, and I feel pretty comfortable handling wise, so I can get my good interval riding on the trainer and really focus, and, today, like I said, was kind of a zone 2 interval, like, I don't wanna say it was probably mid to upper zone 2, and it wasn't hard, but I felt it, it's kind of, I think that's one of the things about zone 2 is that sort of that zone 2 threshold, people just kinda cruise in zone 2 a little bit, but I've tried to put a little oomph on it, and not that it's gonna wear me down, although I'm a little tired today, but, riding 4 out of 5 days can do that to you, I suppose, but it wasn't terrible, I didn't feel bad on my legs, but I did feel it, a lot of times what I do on the trainer, I just kinda put on some music and ride, I don't watch anything, I just, do my best to sort of get lost in it. I mean, it's really kinda daunting when you get on and you check and it's 3 minutes in and you got 2-hour ride ahead of you. But after a while, it kinda starts to be a kind of, exciting challenge to be able to get time out of your head while you're on a trainer, and a lot of times what I'll do, I'll just sit in aero and listen to that music, and close my eyes actually, and just think about balance with my feet. Um, especially my left foot, which is my weaker leg. I just try to make both pedal strokes feel identical, and I find that, like, when I do that, with my eyes closed, it's a lot easier to focus, and I kinda focus on my glutes and my pullback, and just that smooth stroke. And, because after you watch these guys on the Tour de France, and it's just like they're so relaxed and so smooth. And that's so much a triathlon, herky jerky and forcing it doesn't work that well. So I'm really into that. And I think the more I ride my trainer, the better I get at that because you just don't stop, and it's one of those deals where the more you ride, the easier it feels and the more you enjoy it. So that's kind of where I'm at with my trainer. Um, I'd say it was a pretty good ride actually. And I got to the end and I had something to do, but I got, once you get back to that sort of recovery and cool down, and I kind of didn't mind it. So I feel like there's a good thing happening with that trainer because you got to get used to it. And it's a love hate relationship. And I find that once I get on there for about 2 weeks in a row consistently, I find that I start to like it and sort of look forward to it. So, and again, I don't ride with power. I'm all effort and RPI or RPE, and it's just one of those things that I just kind of try to feel out. And I had a good experience with the. We had a good podcast today with Alex Harrison from Saturday app, who's a nutrition hydration app, and I actually used his speed fuel. It's just basically mixing sugar and salt with water, and I put a little lemon juice in there, and, um, it seemed really good. Um, One of the things he was talking about was most triathletes just, really under, sodium. They don't use enough sodium, so, I I don't know. A lot of times when I'm on the I just have always been sort of a water drinker, just plain water, and I've always just especially on the bike, I tend to pee a lot, and he was talking about how I probably don't have enough sodium, and when I'm drinking my water just throughout the day, it just kinda builds up over time, and it's just kind of a flush system. So, it was, interesting to get on there for 2 hours and not really have to pee, so I felt that was pretty good, it was a pretty good example maybe of hopefully what's to come because that can be a major problem for me once I open the floodgates. It's like going to the bar and you go to the bathroom the first time, and then it's just you can't stop. And that's kind of how it was last year at Wisconsin. Of course, it was cold, and I think that plays a major part um, because your body is trying to warm up and get rid of fluids and stuff. But I'm always trying to put them in and everything like that. But anyway, so things are going good. The trainer ride was good. Tomorrow, I've been kind of so one of the other things I'm doing is because trainer rides suck for a long time. So I'm trying to break up, um, like say it's 10-hour week instead of doing a 5 hours and 1.5 and 2.5 or whatever. I'm trying to do more two and a halves and just kind of stack them every other day and build up and kind of accumulate that volume. So I always like to say that, I try to give my athletes that freedom, because, there's only so many 5 or 6 hour rides you can do, and especially on a trainer, I don't like it, and I don't do it. So, if I can do 3.5 or something like that over the course of 3 days, to me that, I don't we'll find out, but, trainer what do they say? Trainer rides are like a 4-hour trainer ride's kinda like a 5-hour ride outside. Um, I believe that because it's just if especially if you don't stop and you just keep pedaling because there's no coast time or there's no recovery time really within it, and you just keep going, which I think is a great thing. I think it really sets you up well if you're a comfortable bike handler and, comfortable climber like I am. Um, like I said, I on Chattanooga, I had my best Ironman ride ever just using the trainer for probably pretty much the last 2.5 months leading up to the race, and I think my long ride was 4 hours on the trainer. So, for beef total, that was the longest ride I had before that race, and it was my best ride ever. So, I've always been curious about that. I know Wisconsin's a different beast than Chattanooga, but, um, anyway, so I'm a little tired tonight, and it is 58 days from the race. So I encourage you to check out the podcast we did today. That's number 699 with Alex Harrison, biochemist, sports new physiologist or something. But he's really good. There's a lot of good information on there about hydration and, of course, nutrition, but a lot of it's hydration and a lot of it centers around sodium. And I found that very, very intriguing because I've always felt like, and I brought it up in the podcast, but one of my favorite books ever is You're Not Sick, You're Thirsty. And it's really about water and salt and, of course, and iodine. But this guy claims that, dehydration is um, the key to health, or the key to being unhealthy, actually. So hydration is the key to health. And it's you're not sick, you're thirsty. But of course, the world of science or government or whatever, like branded this guy as a quack back in the days. Not here, Alex, but the guy who wrote that book back, it's like 30 years ago or 40 years ago. But it's really cool. Um, Sam, late to the party. Is the whiteboard making a comeback? Yeah, I think the whiteboard needs to. It's funny because it showed up in my move stuff on Sunday and I saw it and I was like, ooh, I saved that. So I think the whiteboard needs to come back because I need some visuals of this. And I plan to put some more video and things like that as we go, as I figure out more and more about this YouTube live stream thing. I want to show video kind of where I've been working out and the lake and the sandy beach and the running and stuff like that. So the whiteboard definitely is coming back. So thanks for reminding me. Anyway, so that's about it for tonight. I think. I mean, like I said, I'm going hard on the trainer. Not super long, but I'm trying to be real frequent. And like yesterday, even I before my run, I went out on my mountain bike for about 30 minutes and just kind of got the bike, a little bit of biking in. Just it's sort of like swimming. The more you do it, the more comfortable you are. And I think comfort um, is huge in the water and on the bike. I mean, I think on the run too, but I think most people are just more comfortable on their feet, on ground. So I'm just trying to get that frequency with the swim and the bike. And so far, so good. I appreciate you guys coming in. And hopefully we get some more people in here soon. But for now, I'm just trying to get in a rhythm. All right. Well, I'll catch you all later. Thanks for stopping. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm Mike with the Crushing Iron podcast, crushingiron at gmail.com if you ever want to shoot me a line or just say what's up. All right. We'll talk to you later.